Okay, hi everyone. Welcome back to another video. Um, Last night I was playing a little bit of four-player chess free-for-all, and I had a great game, which I'd like to share with you today. So this will be a game review, but I'm also going to bring in some higher-level discussion of alliances and attacking. And this is brought on because at the end of my game I had a post in the chat by Gustav Klimt Paints, who I believe is connected with chess.com and works on the moderation. As I understand it, he takes a look at reports for cheating, and he posted a recent article. By the way, he's also a very highly ranked player, so he understands the meta quite well. He posted an article about 2 weeks ago that also referenced a forum post, but is it teaming, in which a lot of people complained about teaming, but he sort of went through and showed some good information about, in certain cases, alliances doesn't necessarily mean prearranged teaming. And so I took a look at both of those articles, pieces of information, and I would like to make a follow-up discussion here through the lens of this game. So this will be some edutainment today. So let's get started. Okay, so we had a sort of a standard opening, and as red especially, well, actually not especially with red, with any color, I've been focusing on some early queen activation games recently as an opening, and sort of read the room when you do this, because if yellow, who is your natural early teammate or natural early person to cooperate with, also develops their queen, then it can be easy to get into some lines where you can get a quick kill and you're playing for two results, because, well, this, if, say, for example, you kill green, blue will have a hard time making any queens, and it's very likely that he will come in third, and you'll basically just be fighting it out for first and second. So playing for two results is always nice. And it seems that in this game, yellow did not go for the early teaming. It would have been better, perhaps, after playing this move, to move the queen out immediately, so that blue would not be able to take the diagonal away. But that's not what we saw. So now blue took the diagonal with his queen. Blue also the highest ranked player in this game, so he wants to remove the possibility of being attacked by yellow and by yellow and me, rather. So he's trying to cut off the queen, and green also did a good job of cutting off the queen from this angle. So yellow will not be able to develop the queen early. And as we're going here, let's take a quick break after looking at the early opening and talk about the problem. So the problem here was framed as, in the Gustav Klimt Paint article, people allying too often or too early, or even at all. So people confuse teaming. Well, teaming is a strange word. I would say prearranged teaming would be a better way to say it. People confuse prearranged teaming with cooperation or working together in a game. So I have a couple of things to say about that. My first question for those who are worried about that would be, well, first of all, why is this a problem? If people are not prearranging teaming, and they come into a game and it would benefit them to cooperate during the game, why is that a problem, first of all? So someone would have to first demonstrate why that's a problem. And they'd also have to answer the question, why would you be not okay with that, but you would not report someone for indiscriminately attacking. So if someone can't be discriminatory with who they cooperate with, then why can someone be indiscriminate in attacking and not get reported? So when I see these games of low-level players who just ignore the other two opponents and simply go all in on one player to try and get a king, I feel just about as strongly frustrated by that as when I see two people working to kill me and another person just moving back and forth with their king on their own, waiting for me to die. So in my mind, those two are roughly equivalent, and not that I think they should be reportable or bannable or anything, because the second point I have here is that well, now that we've established that cooperating and attacking could be viewed as two sides of the same coin in a four-player game, I think it's a self-correcting system, because bad players will overuse attacking, right? If you're attacking and trading your pieces, that's a way that's strictly bad for you, because well, not strictly bad, but that's in the vast majority of cases bad for you, because there will be two remaining players who still have pieces. So bad players will overuse attacking, and bad players will also overuse cooperation, and they will get burned by allies who see an opportunity and take it. And you might see that happen in this game. So that's the second thing. It's self-correcting. So in a lower rating bracket, all you have to do is attack and cooperate at better times than your opponents, and you'll see your rating increase. And once you get to a higher level, then players will do this in a more effective way. And the third point I'd like to bring up here, well, okay, let's not get too far into it here. So framing the problem correctly, we talked about self-correcting system. Okay, so I'm trying to add a little bit of nuance to it. Let's go a little bit farther forward in the game. Okay, and here I am basically trying to launch myself. Okay, my bishops are pointing towards green. I might get a tempo move on him, which yellow could exploit. Yellow's developing a little slowly, so it's probably not going to pay off yet. So I don't use this pawn move yet. This is an important point. You can sort of save these moves until there will be more development from yellow, for example, and a better opportunity to use it. Because what's green going to do? He can't really stop you from doing this. I mean, he can move his pawn up, but you can still play this at any time and threaten the knight. And then, unless green has made significantly more moves, anytime he would take that, you can just respond by taking the rook. So this is a strong position for red to be in with regards to green, at least for the next few moves. Okay, green can eventually untangle out of it, but not for some time. And he's going for a pretty defensive opening. Now here, I know I just said I didn't have to do this yet. But here I also saw that, well, this diagonal is open. Yellow could take advantage of that, and then green would have to make a choice between the knight and the bishop. I did not really see that blue was going this direction. But either way, it also slows down this attack, right? Because blue already moved his queen out to stop the teaming. I think he's aware of the teaming meta, so I did also want to stop too much action from coming at yellow at once. So this is actually, maybe I wouldn't have to make this move, but it's sort of preemptive. It's saying you're going to have to deal with your problems, green, before you double up on yellow. Okay, so Then we see, yeah, blue didn't want to go for that when green was still a little bit incapacitated here, so he's continuing to block it off with me, which I'm happy with, because blue would be my natural enemy, the one who could attack me the most easily. So if he's trying to block it off with me, yeah, there's no way I'm going to take that en passant. I'm just going to leave the structure as it is. Blue moves away, and I continue my development. Now we can see I did not leave a retreat square for my queen, so I'm sort of committed to having my queen out on the board at this point. There's no way that green can attack my queen in one move, nor can blue. So that's an important thing you have to pay attention to and be aware of. And I was hoping for right now they'd be a little bit more focused on dealing with yellow's pawns, but we'll see how that unfolds here. Okay, so yellow staying safe over there. Okay. I mean, I'm not sure I really agree with the whole strategy of green here. Okay, and okay, why am I retreating this knight? Well, first of all, I don't want to attack blue. My pieces are pointing at green. That's going to be my ultimate area I'd like to focus on. In addition to that, this knight can't really do much over here. He's sort of pinned in by the pawns. So I'm moving him, rerouting into a better square. As I've talked about in other videos, knights should be used for defense because they cannot attack efficiently in this game. It takes too long to jump around the board. So knights are better on defense, and since I'm trying to put my king on the king side, I will try to put my knights on the king side as well. Okay, so this is going to be pretty solid defense. I decided not to castle, but rather to move the king over. Because I do want to, this rook is useful in this file already, so it's already developed. No reason to castle. Okay, so now green is thinking about taking this pawn. Still wouldn't be a good idea because I could take the rook immediately. And I'm happy that green is the one doing this to me because, well, blue cannot, I mean, blue could try to make a move and then have green make this move, but still, my queen is the thing being attacked, so I'd just respond by taking the rook. And the only thing that would be more valuable than that would be my king, so I'm just trying to get my king away. Okay, so now my king can't be really checked. There's no diagonal here, there's no diagonal here. So I'm happy. And green is going for a very slow plan to get this bishop here and then to finally take this pawn with protection on the rook. So I have to come up with a solution for that. And I decided to preemptively step away, one move beforehand, in fact. Okay, so if you can see these plans coming in four-player chess, since there's not, once you're pretty much mostly developed, there's not too much that you could use your time for other than preventing these threats, so better just to get away from it one move ahead of time. Otherwise, if I wait till the last move, then blue might be able to threaten something and it would be a problem. So just getting my queen out of there ahead of time. And okay, slowly moving here. Okay, trade of pieces over there. That's always good for me, right? Okay, and starting to take a little bit of a central position. And here comes a decision point, because I have to decide whether to team or not, right? So is it collusion? Is it open collusion? Is it pre-planned game matchmaking? If I don't move my queen here, because this trade would obviously be bad for me? No, because my queen doesn't have very many good places to go to. And, well, say for example I step back one here and then yellow makes another queen. Where do I step to after that? I can't step back here because there's a bishop covering. So you have to manage your risk, right? And I thought at this point in the game, yellow would not want to simply just exchange a powerful queen for another queen. That would ruin both our chances. So I decided, hey, well, now I know he's going to move this queen somewhere. He would probably like to move it back. I don't know, maybe to here, and then keep trying to make more queens. So, all right, I just protect. I mean, it was already protected, but I'm just moving my pawns forward, and in some cases, if I already had a lead on development, or I already had some other reason to believe that I should not take risks, I would probably try to move away if I had a good place to move away. But I don't really have a significant development advantage. It's going to be very difficult for yellow to follow up any attack on me because he's all the way across the board, so it would basically be a useless waste of time. And so I just allow this to happen. Okay, in this case, yellow did move back. And then what immediately happened after that was my queen came under attack. So this is a critical decision point. We already know that I don't have good places to move my queen. I could maybe try to jump in here, but there's always looming further threats down the line. I don't want to be jumping my queen around the whole game. I can't move back here because this pawn taking would also launch another attack on my queen. And okay, so I saw that blue wouldn't really be able to attack me this turn. Blue has to deal with the threat on his queen. And you don't have a lot of time in this game. I only had 6 seconds left at this point because I was worrying every turn about what to do with my queen. But basically, I just decided to go for a Desperado alliance, which is a common idea, but I don't know if anyone's coined a term for it, so I'll try to coin a term for it. We've always heard of Desperado attacks, all the way from two-player chess. You're sort of seeing yourself in a bad position. I can't take back the moves I've already made. I did go for this early queen play, and since we didn't attack early, it's a little bit misplaced, a lot of it misplaced. And so a Desperado attack in four-player chess, no one would have a problem with. They would understand someone's in a bad position, and they're just trying to make something happen, right? I think a Desperado alliance can be seen the exact same way. So I made a Desperado alliance here, and I simply moved my queen to protect, not to protect, but to be protected by yellow, and also it's a good square from which to attack blue. Okay, so now I'm giving priority to yellow. He could attack my queen. He could just take it in one move. But you'll note I didn't. I could have made a more dire move, right? I could have directly attacked yellow's queen, and then made him lose two queens when blue would recapture. Actually, okay, if I took maybe blue would move away and just let yellow take this. But I could have made a much more severe move. So I'm basically extending an offer of friendship in this case, and making a Desperado alliance. Nothing pre-planned. I think this would be fully within the game's terms. So, okay, and now blue missteps. Okay, blue decides to push a pawn and hangs his queen. Okay, and so now we have two reasons for yellow to not take my queen. I've already established an offer of friendship, and of course he could backstab me at any time. But well, you have someone who's offering some friendship, and you can take their queen, or you can take the queen of someone who's probably not your friend. And furthermore, if blue and green form a natural alliance later, it would be bad for me to not have the queen, be bad for yellow as well. So yellow goes ahead and takes that queen. Okay. And now we have an interesting position because at least for one move, this tacit alliance has paid off here. And green attacks my queen. Okay. So I do have to move that again. I move the queen here. I could have tried taking the knight immediately. I was a little bit worried that yellow would go ahead and take this bishop. Well, no, actually, no, sorry. That's not what I was worried about. I was worried about that blue would just take back right away. So I wanted to waste one move, wait until yellow took care of this bishop, and then go in. So I just moved here. And this is a pretty safe square. Okay, it does offer the queen to yellow, but again, yellow has other fish to fry as well. He has no reason that he has to go ahead and take that. Furthermore, I'm offering this, which might be much more valuable to yellow, to take a player out of the game. He's already ahead on score. That would be good for both of us. We could both promote pawns. That would probably be better for yellow than actually just taking back my queen, because he's already gone down this line of play to go ahead and take out blue. Okay, I might be going slow here, but I'm just trying to discuss these implications, especially for people who have a lot of problems with teaming. Okay, so blue takes care of two threats at once. He attacks this queen and defends this pawn. He knows the mate is coming. Okay, but then we just get this bishop being taken. Okay, and green says, yes, you guys are taking those pieces. I'm going to go ahead and attack over here. Fine. I took this knight, which opens up an attack on the bishop here. Blue defends the bishop. And now yellow has to make a choice. Yellow could attack this queen. At this point, this would be debatable. Okay, I could see taking this queen as yellow. I could also see maintaining the alliance for until some later date. My position would probably be ruined if he took it. But as I said, did I mention that before? Basically, when it came back to me initially making this move, I already felt that my queen would not have a good square to be, would not have a safe place to be in this game because of the opening I chose. We're already at this point, so this is a desperado alliance. So basically, committing harder to the desperado alliance is in my view not a problem at that point. Okay, so yellow did not decide to do that. I breathed a sigh of relief. Didn't get punished for doing that move. And I'm not sure about this move from yellow. It opens up some attacks, but it also opens up some attacks on blue, but also there's some trades that could happen, which would be bad for yellow. And I thought, if yellow gets attacked or somehow yellow's queen becomes in jeopardy, he might want an easy way out to take my queen. I also wanted to control this rank. So after blue took a trade there, which I was happy about. After green took the trade, I just captured this pawn, which controls this file I'm looking to capture back here, and it also gives yellow an escape route. Okay, so all of that's very good. Okay, I don't know why green chose to take that at this time. Blue was able to make a queen. I couldn't stop that. And yellow also made another queen. Okay. And green attacked my bishop. So now actually there are more queens on the board, right? And the more queens there are on the board, the more likely that people would like to have an alliance, because if your queens turn out to be the ones that dominate, then you can easily kill a player. While if there are not as many pieces on the board, it's especially queens, it's tougher to team up and kill someone with that kind of speed. So now that blue has an extra queen, it's an extra problem to deal with. So I believed that I would have time to save this bishop, and yellow would not be interested in taking this queen on this particular move. Okay, blue defended his queen, and yellow simply went back. I think maybe if I had left my queen here, yellow might have taken it. But since I gave him this escape route to protect himself, he was happy to sit on his 3 queens and his point lead and not do that. Okay, because if I suddenly lost my queen, then with green and blue working together, he might come under attack later. Okay, I got rid of that pawn, and now we have a few complicated exchanges. It ended up with blue bailing on green. Okay, again, you might say, yes, blue, he is not a traitor to the cause, or I guess he is a traitor to the cause in this case, but he is not playing against the rules, he's playing with the rules. Okay, but let's see how that turns out for him. Okay, we make some trades. My king is safe now, or fairly safe, and green is coming under heavy attack. He has no queens, he has no heavies left. While blue, with just 1 queen, can neither effectively make anything happen against red or yellow, and he ultimately will not be able to effectively defend himself when all these 4 queens right now come for him. Okay, so he starts by attacking me, and it's important to not be too hasty in the attack on green, because you have to think about what's going to happen later. So I just simply protect. I could have made a check and hoped yellow would make another check, and that would be mate. But I'd rather just take care of protecting my pawn chain. We get because green's dead anyway, and there's all these queens around. What's going to happen? Okay, so protect the pawn chain. It's not like it's just 1 pawn either, because it's 1 pawn, and then it's a bishop, and then it's another pawn, and then they'll sack for that bishop, and it'll just keep going, right? So you stop it. You stop it now, and then it's over. Okay, green is just trying to maximize his points before he dies. That's a reasonable strategy. And we see blue taking some action here. Okay, and green resigned. Now his king will be right. Okay, why did I move here? I was very low on time, and let's try to remember why I moved here. I think this was, oh yeah, right. This was a multi-purpose move. I was aiming at the checkmate, so I think I would take the checkmate for 20 points at this point and try to go for second after yellow. I don't think blue would be able to catch up. And I think from where my queen was initially in my sort of bad opening, going for the Desperado alliance and playing for second would be a good result for this game. My opening was not stellar, but as it turns out, I had another option, and I didn't see this in the beginning, but I am also attacking yellow's queen here. So it turns out when blue goes to attack that, yellow cannot protect this queen, and when yellow took back, instead of going for the checkmate, I decided to take another risk now. So this is switching from Desperado alliance to Desperado attack. Okay, I'm the only one who still had 2 bishops, and I decided to play for a win. Okay, so green moved away. I had the checkmate in hand, but instead I took this queen. I believe that queen would be worth more than 11 points, right? Because yellow as the point leader, I would get 20, and he would take back my queen for, worth 9 points, as well as me losing the queen. So the 11 points was not worth losing this queen. This queen is worth more than 11, and I also took his queen. So if you're playing for first, this is sort of an easy decision. All right, but still, yellow has quite a point lead. He still has an extra queen, a low point queen, and the situation with green's king is not settled yet. Okay, so let's see what happens here. I'm trying to keep everything safe. Another trade was made over here, trading for blue's bishop, which I was happy about. And I sort of readied this f-pawn push, or in this case a deny pawn push, since it's 4-player chess. And now we see I have a very legendary pawn chain. My king is safe. There's no checks through this diagonal. I have protection of the light and dark squares in my position. And And right now blue is in the most danger. So, right, okay. And yellow then made a fork. I also was starting to put some pressure on blue, and blue gave the queen. Okay, so now what do we have? We have 51 points for yellow. But material-wise, if blue and yellow don't work together right now, I'll be able to perhaps swing enough points if I can checkmate both of them or take enough pieces for first. And so I'm actually happy with my position right now. Okay, especially if I can make queens. And now that, yeah, blue's queen was the major one pressuring this pawn. So now that that's happened, I can take the bishop away from that defense and start pressuring over here. And this is a very interesting thing that happened. Green got stalemated. So those points were distributed among the remaining players, which is okay. It removed one chance for me to catch up to yellow, but it also meant that yellow would not be able to deliver checkmate here, and I could just focus on making queens, which I did. Yellow preserved his last queen, understandable. But then I decided, hey, what if I just start attacking yellow? If I can get rid of yellow and then get rid of blue later, he has even fewer pieces. I'm not worried about blue. I can even give blue a bunch of points and it won't matter because he doesn't have points. Then if I can get the checkmate on both, it'll be enough. Okay, and I can even, this is a little bit questionable for me to let blue get a queen, but I thought I can even give blue a queen and it'll probably be okay. Okay, first of all, his knight's already getting taken out. Okay, so I'm just going to keep things solid for now. I'm always pressuring a checkmate here. Blue's king can never be safe again. There's no configuration that would stop him from becoming checked. So blue can never have king safety again, and that's a big problem for him. I was very low on time here, and I decided just to move back once. And here I'm presenting another checkmate threat to yellow. Yellow defends it, and this is another decision point. I haven't counted the points exactly here, but I thought my thinking was, at least, if I can get a checkmate on yellow and then checkmate blue, I might have enough points to do this. At the very least, I would get a guaranteed second. Did I have to make that move? Maybe not. No, I could probably go make some more queens first. So I think this was, considering that I didn't count the points, a little risky. But if I had counted the points, it would have been okay. And so here, yellow decided to take this queen, and I gave mate. Okay, and now we can see that it looks like I made a mistake. It looks like I'm more than 20 points behind yellow, so I'm not going to be able to recover this. But if you check, blue still has 10 points of stuff worth that I can take. Right, 5 from the rook and then 5 from the remaining things. So, and it doesn't matter if I give blue points. So, right, so I can play this very, very slowly. I can just trade everything, or even take things for free since I have a good position. And here I just decide, okay, I'll give you that pawn to take this trade, and the rest is sort of is history. Doesn't really matter what blue does, doesn't matter how much of his I take, I still have more. And eventually, blue took as many pieces as he could and stepped out of the game. So I finished 2 points ahead of yellow and took first. And I think it was a really educational game that even in a situation where you're not doing well, you sort of have a bad opening, you can go for a desperado alliance and swing the game around back that way. So hope you enjoyed the video. I guess I'll talk about one more thing here in conclusion. And I think where the line has to be drawn is with the idea that there's tacit versus open collusion. So if you get people playing the same game, teaming up in multiple games, especially if they're not even crossed, if they're next to each other, if they're just pre-making games, joining the same games, and always colluding, or if they have sent messages or communicated in some other way outside of the game to pre-arrange or prefix matches, that would be a problem, just like it is in business with open collusion and price fixing. If any airlines talk to each other and try to fix prices, or any other large industries, like you might get some steel companies trying to fix prices, that is condemned by the public, by government institutions, and it's a big problem, very illegal, highly illegal if you do that. While tacit collusion is perfectly okay. And for example, I can use the airlines again. This is a common standard economics example where the major airlines are in competition, but they have enough market power that if they all raised their prices slightly and decreased their output, they could all make more money. So and it's not as true today because there are more and more airlines. Well, it's pre-COVID anyway. But traditionally the thinking was, well, okay, one airline can be sort of a price leader. Perhaps the biggest airline, they could decide to raise their prices maybe 5%, and they could just sort of test the waters that way, not directly colluding. They can always drop the price back down if no one else follows, but if the other airlines notice this and follow, then they can all enjoy a larger profit. So that's known as tacit or implicit collusion, and there's really no way to regulate that. There's no way to stop it. So it is not disallowed by the law. And in this game, I agree. It's a similar situation. Players should be free to cooperate and engage in tacit collusion, as long as there's no discussion, no price fixing, no match fixing outside the game ahead of time, or even during the game through chat. So I think the way they've laid it out is perfect, and if you're deciding for yourself when to cooperate and when to attack, you have to weigh these factors of risk management, just as I did in this game. So hopefully the combination of the discussion today and the example, the game, could help you understand and can help you perform better in your own games. So leave any questions or thoughts you have in the comments. We'll take a look through them and give you my own thoughts about your comments. All right, so that's it for today, and have a good one, everybody.